Hi you guys, so today I wanted to talk about the ego. So a lot of us know about the ego in the sense of like knowing someone who's very into themselves. If you see someone driving with a nice car and showing it off, you could think like, oh, that guy has a big ego. And yeah, that's a small aspect of what the ego is in a whole, and I wanted to share that with you guys so I can bring it to awareness. So what the ego is our self-image. Back way in history, our ego has been a survival mechanism, and it's been the ego tries to identify itself as who we are, but we're not that. It will try to protect us, and it is very judgmental. So, for example, if I was like walking down the street and I see somebody and maybe I see a girl and I think like, oh, she's wearing a really revealing top, that's bad. That's an ego-driven thought. Or if I see somebody else and like they're smoking, oh, he's gonna get lung cancer, that's bad. And it's just like all these little thoughts that go through our head, and it's judging everything around us, and it's separating us from the rest of the world. It makes us feel separate and that everything beyond our skin is not a part of us, when in reality we all are connected to each other. And that's a really powerful thing to know, is that the ego will try to separate you from the world, and it's very reactive. So if somebody were to come up to me and say like, you're crazy, and or just say a bunch of negative things towards me, the ego instantly would react because it would try to protect you, and you will just argue back and get all angry and negative. Is there a time in your life where you got into an argument with somebody because they tried to change your beliefs or whatever your values were? Because if you did, that was an ego-driven response, and that's completely okay. A lot of us are operating from that, and I just want to bring this into awareness that we don't need the ego to protect us, because there's nothing to be protected, because all like your beliefs and your values, like that's not really who you are at your core. You are just pure love, and you're here experiencing life and just observing it. And the way to overcome the ego is not by killing it. A lot of people will say like, kill the ego, but the thing is that when you try to kill it, all you're doing is negatively charging it, and you're giving it more power by putting so much negative energy into it. What you want to do is just to master it. So just in your thoughts, throughout your day, just observe them and notice, like, just do ego checks. If you're going throughout your day and you notice you're being judgmental, or you're starting to be very reactive to someone else, what they're telling you, then notice like, okay, just take a moment, relax, and change your thought from being, oh, this girl said something rude to me, and change it to, wow, I'm thankful that she is in my life right now to teach me something about myself and about my patience and about my love. And then move on. It's the less energy and anger that you have, the easier it is to just let the moment pass and focus on something else. So that's the key to mastering the ego. And I recommend like sitting in meditation every day, because it's really a great time just to sit there with your thoughts, and it helps you be more in the present moment, so you can catch the ego a lot. Because I guarantee that a lot of us are having hundreds of thousands of ego-driven thoughts, and it's good to bring this into awareness, because if everyone was not operating from our ego, then we could live in a world where there's just so much more peace and so much more compassion, and we would just all be existing here, and it would just be a nice, peaceful planet to live on. So I encourage you guys to just be more aware of this, and it's not going to happen overnight. A lot of our thoughts are recycled thoughts, so it's going to take some time to start changing your thoughts patterns, so you can start having more compassionate thoughts and less ego-driven thoughts. But if you can practice it every day, then it's it's a great thing because you'll make a lot of progress and you'll just have so much more inner peace and love inside of you. So thank you guys for listening, and if you like this content, I'm going to be doing a lot more things that are very similar to this topic, so feel free to subscribe if you resonate with this, and thank you for listening. Much love.